Welcome to the Sunday morning meditation. We're so blessed to be able to come together to meditate with one another, to raise that vibration where we get quiet and we just get filled with the Spirit, with that higher self that we are, that's connected always to the infinite. And the more we meditate, especially every day, we should make a commitment to do it either in the morning or at evening, we become fuller with an inner knowledge that is beyond anything we could ever have dreamed of. And we attune to, even if we lose items and stuff, we just know we let go, we'll be given the idea of where they are, and it'll just come to us. When we let go and we stop the panic of looking and thinking we know, the all-knower knows, and you just let go and just believe it'll come when it's supposed to come and the way it's supposed to come. And then you'll find the items. We also are raising the consciousness of all of life on the planet when we meditate. So we're giving a gift to all of life each time we sit quietly. So we're going to be doing a call and response chant, and I'll sing a sentence, and then I'll nod my head because I'm going to be drumming because Louis didn't show up today. And I really hope that you sing along with me, because when I do the line and then I hear you respond, it lifts me. It's like food for me also. So let's start. I sense the stillness inside of me. Be still and know God. Calling me, calling me. A voice trying to guide me. Loving me, loving me. Be still and know God. I feel the presence within me. Be still and know God. Calling me, calling me. I sense the force that begins me. Loving me, loving me. Be still and know God. I join the oneness around me. Be still and know God. loving me, loving me. Be still and know God. I sense the stillness inside of me. Calling me, calling me. A voice trying to guide me. Loving me, loving me. I feel the presence within me. Be still and know God. Calling me, calling me. I serve the force that begins me. Loving me, loving me. Loving me, loving me. Calling
Okay. We failed to reach the magic number. So.
34.
Oh, the count.
Oh, the count. The count. Can we change the number?
No, I got an email this week that this is so cheap. Someone emailed me saying, well, we've come close to the number at 36, and so if we get 36, can we see a piece of the shirt? And it's disappointing. It's really disappointing. You know, when you think about Deepak Chopra, you know, Wayne Dyer and Eckhart Tolle and these guys, the amazing following that they have, I mean, it's unbelievable. If Deepak Chopra said, I just bought a new toothbrush, there'd be 400 people lined up outside his bathroom to see it. And here I have a miracle shirt. And I can't get 40 people. I've never wanted, you know, I'm not greedy. I never wanted a following that big. Well, I did, but I never got one. But I'm saying, what the hell am I talking about? I only wanted a following of some kind instead of a, you know, disgruntled mob. Okay, so people are still coming in, but I don't know if we're going to get the 40 number here. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 11. No, we didn't make it. Okay. It's sad. It's really sad. After all I've done to try to come across like a guru, just people here don't care. You know how hard it is to sit up here with my legs folded like this? I better get on and give this talk. Okay, let's settle in. Was this the smallest parable in the Bible? Can we have this up here? But yet, it offers the most profound truth. You can read this in Matthew 13, 45 to 46. Again, the kingdom of heaven is like a merchant in search of fine pearls, who on finding one pearl of great value, went and sold all he had and bought it. A merchant in search of fine pearls, who upon finding one pearl of great value, went and sold all that he had and bought it. Over the years, I've interpreted that pearl symbolically representing unconditional love. You know, that kind of love that you would be willing to give up all of the mundane possessions to own. And I've also interpreted it as mystical peace, peace of mind, that you'd be willing to give up all the mundane trappings to own. And I've even interpreted it as the divine truth that would free the mind, allowing it to release its attachment to all the mundane trappings that hold us in an interpretation of self that is limited and ultimately erroneous. Okay, I'm looking for, if 6 more people come in, we'll see. If you want to go out to the 7-Eleven, get 7 people, 6 people. So, of late, I am interpreting it the pearl of great value to represent recognition of the one self. Recognition of the one self. Now, if you've been involved in studying these Eastern truths, you may be thinking, yes, the one self. But there's a difference between, supposing that there is only one self in all, one presence, one defining power. There's a difference between that and knowing it so completely that all of your thinking is filtered through it. In other words, there's a point at which it becomes so evident in your feeling nature that every thought you think is filtered through that understanding. There is only one in all that you look upon. So it's along the way, of course, we take up that thought and we try to see it as so, and it's helpful to help us be considerate and compassionate of every one we look upon, and capable of, it gives us the ability to forgive and things like that. But there is a transforming experience in the process of this that literally transforms the awareness, so that everything you are looking upon, you're not taking a step to try to see it as being part of God. You have no other thought except that it is sacred. He is sacred. She is sacred. They are sacred. All things that you look upon are sacred because all things are part of the one presence, one power, the one self of the universe. So, such awareness, in a sense, actually bestows the divine truth, bestows mystical peace, bestows unconditional love. It bestows it on the mind. And it's at that juncture in transformation that the idea of operating alone in the growth of awareness is left behind. You know, and you now witness something greater than that idea of self is actually operative in your experience. It's operative not only in your experience, but because you have entered that awareness, you see it operative in all experiences of others. I have actually, I finished a manuscript, which is somewhat of an autobiography. It's not the book I've got out now, that's a novel. But in writing this particular book about my life, I've really had to pause so often to see how such improbable events have shaped the life I'm living. I think it's true for everyone, except that we've become so complacent in living in the lethargic awareness of the thinking of the world, the old thinking of the world, based on the illusionary premise of separation. So, but you see, there's the rub, so to speak. Because I could easily title it and have no qualms about it. I could easily title that manuscript Predestination, the Improbable Events That Shape the Lives We Are Living. But how many people would pick it up? It's, you know, I think it's very helpful. People would be very helped by it. But I would have to change it. See, I would have to change it to divine intervention. You see how the difference in the title? Divine intervention, the improbable events that shape the lives we are living. That gives the ego room to still be there. I'm still in it. God may intervene here and there, but I, this limited interpretation of self, am still in it. So, I guess what we are here to do is to understand that even though the divine consciousness, the enlightened awareness, does not banish one's body life, it doesn't banish the body life or the obligations one has to living in a world of physical conditions. It doesn't do that. It just subjugates that which used to rule in one's consciousness. It subjugates the physical life and actually allows one to still operate. But as I said, at that point, at that juncture, when there's no longer me and all that is not me, becomes there is only one presence. At that juncture, the body life continues, but everything then is filtered through the awareness that it's all sacred and it's all very beautifully laid out. That even the most desperate, limited, fear-driven, angry, mean, criminal person will ultimately maybe lose his body life in this particular juncture, this particular incarnation. But it is not possible for that which has given him or her the breath to live to be lost. Everything is collected in the soul awareness. So that if you know that the end of all things come into the joy and love of just doing the will of God, all things wind up there. All people wind up there. All souls wind up there. All thoughts wind up there. Because the Creator is so far beyond our finite interpretation and comprehension, and what happens to us, we're buffeted along the way by our limited attempts at making life work according to the ego-centered idea of life. We're buffeted until at last we step more fully into faith. It takes faith to step away and find out. You can't intellectually figure it out. Ultimately, you're buffeted enough to step out on faith and do the practice. And then that divine consciousness that has chosen you from the beginning is recognized. So it doesn't obliterate body consciousness. We are then in the world, but not of the world. And we live more beautifully, effectively, powerfully, joyfully, fearlessly our lives. I can put it this way. Sometimes I write it down better than it can be said. Recognizing the one in all allows a free flowing with circumstances that suit me personally or don't suit me personally. I just see and know it's all good. Circumstances, whether they suit me personally or don't suit me personally, I just see and know in the process of it all, it's all good. The two pictures you're seeing here today are by a really amazing Russian artist called Vladimir Kush. We used to have his name up. I don't know if we do or not, but if you go online and look up Vladimir Kush, you're going to see some amazing, insightful, spiritual things. This is an idea of oneness, of being interconnected with everything that is. And that's our destiny. And then it can all be summed up by these few statements from Sri Subramanian. Can we have this next list, please? This is the summation of it all. All, including the world seen by you and yourself, the seer of the world, is one only. All that you consider as I, you, he, she, it, is one only. What you consider to be sentient being and what you consider to be insentient, such as earth, air, fire, and water, is one. The good which is derived by your considering all as one cannot be had by considering each as separate from the other. Therefore, all is one. To consider all as one is good for you and good for others as well. Therefore, all is one. Can we take it back again, please, Heather? All, including the world seen by you and yourself, the seer of the world, is one only. All that you consider as I, you, he, she, and it is one only. What you consider to be sentient being and what you consider to be insentient, such as earth, air, fire, and water, is all one. The good which is derived by your considering all as one cannot be had by considering each as separate from the other. Therefore, all is one. To consider all as one is good for you and good for others as well. Therefore, all is one. So all is good and very good. These are the facts of true life. And understanding that, we enter into that destiny that we were born to enter. The facts of true life. Not difficult to see that the further away anyone gets from such facts, the more limited and more painful is that person's experience. Creating pain for himself, herself, and pain for everyone else. The underlying error in all of man's inhumanity to man is the illusion of separation. Everything that is error, that creates error, inharmony, hate, disease, war, is justified in the illusion of separation. It is the underlying sin of all sin. And of course, we struggle through it. But as I said, we're buffeted all along the way to try to awaken. And there's no time limit on it. That's, by the way, the definition of free will. Because the universe has always chosen, has never changed. The universe has always chosen to be what it is. And we can choose to have the mind of the one enter that and then live more fully and completely, actually rejoice and live beautifully without fear or trepidation. Thus, the countless concerns of the world no longer generate negative feelings, and the fear of death is released with the illusion that myself is this body playing the lead in my dreaming of the world. Thus, the countless concerns of the world no longer generate negative feelings, and the fear of death is released with the illusion that myself is this body playing the lead in my dreaming of the world. Knowing the truth turns life into the holodeck. Now, I don't know how many people have ever, many of you probably have seen Star Trek, the second version of it. And on the spaceship Enterprise, they have the holodeck where any one of the people servicing that spaceship can go to the holodeck and create whatever idea or illusions they want to try to go through to enjoy themselves. So they can create any fantasy they want. And that's where we are at. We have our created fantasies, our imagined illusions of separation and specialness. And we've lived on that left-handed rush that comes from being somewhat special. But to be somewhat special requires to have others who are not so special. Isn't that amazing? And you'll find that people that are forever striving for more and more and more, their thrill and their seeming happiness, it's not happiness really, but their seeming happiness is built on the idea of generating envy in those around them. So there has to be that illusion of separation for there to be that limited rush of specialness. And all this doesn't flow well. It's like the title on the book, Predestination. That's terrifying to the initial state of consciousness. What do you mean? I'm not special at all? I don't do the choosing? I don't enlighten myself? What you do is you become willing to become awake. You become willing to it. Because you've seen the futile attempt made at fixing it all, figuring it out to fix it all. You know, actually, this talk that I'm giving, I wasn't even planning to give this talk. I was only bound to the two pictures. And but I think it's interesting enough to hear it this way. And so it comes down to, you can make believe whatever you want in the holodeck of your consciousness. It's all good, because time will eventually exhaust your body dream, and you will wake up from the dream, and you will wake up knowing this. Can we have this final PowerPoint, please? You can read this in the Course in Miracles text, page 358 to 359, or in the new edition, 384. There is nothing outside you. That is what you must ultimately learn. For it is the realization that the kingdom of heaven is restored to you. For God created only this, and he did not depart from it, nor leave it separate from himself. The kingdom of heaven is the dwelling place of the Son of God, who left not his Father and dwells not apart from him. Heaven is not a place nor a condition. It is merely an awareness of perfect oneness and the knowledge that there is nothing else, nothing outside this oneness, and nothing else within. Can we take it back again? Thank you. There is nothing outside of you, which, by the way, is a very good way to open your awareness as you prepare to meditate. There is nothing outside of you. That is what you must ultimately learn. For it is the realization that the kingdom of heaven is restored to you. For God created only this. He did not depart from it, nor leave it separate from himself. The kingdom of heaven is the dwelling place of the Son of God, who left not his Father and dwells not apart from him. Heaven is not a place nor a condition. It is merely an awareness of perfect oneness and the knowledge that there is nothing else, nothing outside this oneness and nothing else within. So we will go about approaching this level of awareness through the practice of meditation. And meditation, it seems at first, when you first begin it, to be a problem, to just be still that long and quiet the mind that long, because we're driven for so many years by getting it done. The whole thought is that if you get something done, you'll feel right about it. This is what you need to keep doing, getting something done. Get more done. And if you get more done, you can probably find a way to make more money getting more done. But if you understand that there is nothing outside of you but the one, and start this meditation. Meditation, after some time where you may have some trouble just sitting still for a while, after a time it becomes such a joy to enter into this space, this selfless space of being. And of course you don't stay there, but having entered there enough, you have keen insight. You live more effectively. So we'll be doing that now. We're listening to these bowls and just becoming aware that it's okay to be in whatever level of consciousness we are. The universe doesn't take anything out on us. Everything that happens, happens through us. So just relax and be okay with being here, sitting here, listening to the beautiful tones of these Tibetan bowls. And when we get to that period of silence, if you don't have a particular mantra or meditation technique, you can use this particular mantra. Having no fearful, driven, separate self, with no imagined needs. Only love is given. Only love received. Having no fearful driven separate self, with no imagined needs, only love is given. Only love received. as we go forth from this meditation to those places we occupy in time and space. Let us go forth with a greater joy, recognizing it is all good. It all resolves to God. It is all good. If we can keep this thought aware in our consciousness throughout this week, we will see more healing, harmony, and peace. And for this opportunity in every moment, let us feel grateful. To this, we say, Amen. We will take an offering for unity now. Let's see. And those of you that are watching on live stream, these are the different ways you can make your offering. If you don't, I think you can scroll down and find the place that says donation. So just bring into your consciousness that financial gift, or into your hands if you'd like to make it here today. That gift you'd like to make to Unity of Boulder. And let's bless it with this offering prayer. Divine love, through me, blesses and multiplies all that I have, all that I give, and all that I receive, because I give. And so it is.